Harry's hair stop is honored. I hoped I wasn't the she he was referring to. My experience with Harry had taught me if honor was being offered, payment wasn't. Jeannie, darling, I have a special event for you. I was the she then. Yes, I said, cautiously optimistic. Special events could be lucrative. Gertrude Rosenblum requested you for her funeral. I stared at Harry, who didn't look up from the papers he was shuffling. I had the impression he was avoiding my gaze. Trudy is dead, I said. If she wasn't, she wouldn't need you for her funeral, would she? I'm sorry, Harry. I don't understand what you're saying. Am I supposed to style the pallbearers? Her family? Trim the priest? What? His eyes finally meet mine. No. Trudy wants a wash, blow dry, and her makeup done. I'd heard about stylists taking funeral gigs, but I'd never known anyone who did it. You'll be overseen by one of the mortuary staff, and they'll prepare the Trudy for you. She requested you, Jeannie. It's an honor. I wished he'd stop with the honor stuff. I didn't know how to end the sentence. I don't feel comfortable. I don't know how to do up a corpse. I don't want to. All were true. Jeannie. Harry shook his head, disappointment etched into his features. I hated it when he called me Jeannie. No one but my grandmother was allowed that level of familiarity. You wouldn't deny a woman's dying wish, would you? Why did he have to put it that way? He waited for a beat and, when I didn't respond, said, Good. You need to be at Greener Pastures by 5 on Friday. The service is Saturday morning. Open casket. I'm counting on you to make Trudy look her best. The funeral director said we could put business cards by the guest book. I tried to swallow, but there was no moisture in my mouth. Then a vision of a mailbox with my name on it entered my mind. I managed to rasp out my one burning question. How much? It was dark by the time I left Harry's. I plugged the address of the studio apartment into my phone and followed the directions onto El Toro Road. 7 minutes later, I turned onto Elm Street. Elm was in one of those early Saddleback Valley housing tracts that had just graduated from old to retro. My heart had skipped a beat when I'd read that. I mean, retro is my middle name. I love swing dancing, big band music, Betty Boop, and pretty much everything from before the year I was born. The homes here were big, the architecture 60s stucco, and the trees large and mature. It was a nice change from Liberty Grove, where I currently lived. Don't get me wrong, Liberty Grove was a beautiful, well-manicured community. The only problem was no one under 55 was supposed to live there unless they married in. I was 26 and single. I'd sneaked in after an unfortunate stint with a roommate. Gran would never turn me away. A man stood under a streetlight halfway up the block. I glanced at the number on the curb. 27651. This was the place. Imogene Lynch, he said. Peter Daniels? I stuck out my hand. We shook. He was pleasant-looking and appeared to be in his late 50s. Young, thank goodness. It wasn't that I was opposed to older people. On the contrary, my life was filled with them. So much so I was afraid I was becoming one of them. An old woman trapped in a young woman's body. While Peter Daniels wasn't exactly my age, at least he was more of a father figure than a grandfather one. We're not quite done with the improvements, so you'll have to use your imagination. He led me to a white wooden staircase built against the outside wall of the garage. The treads were worn, the paint thin. I thought it gave the place a beachy air. At its top was a red door. A niggle of excitement ran through me. I'd always imagined myself living in a home with a red door. All the doors in Liberty Grove were painted by the association. They were beige. Peter unlocked the door and gave it a kick. It burst open. The smell that wafted out reminded me of summer vacations, and I smiled. I already loved the coastal vibe of this place, and I hadn't even seen it yet.